What's up, guys? This is Bridge from doinksports.com. Quick video today. We are going to use coaching coin toss decisions to bet on college football first quarters. So we can look at the history of each coach and look at whether they like to defer the kick or get the ball. And we're going to use that to then try to formulate the game script of the first quarter. And today we're looking at Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Let's dive in. Two pretty good teams. Georgia Tech had a big win against Florida State to start off the season, and Notre Dame's looked pretty good. Notre Dame is favored by 10.5, so let's keep that in mind. Now, on Doink Sports, our game overview, we're going to go down to the coaching decisions section and look at, first, Marcus Freeman on the Irish side. 9 of his 10 coin tosses, he's decided to defer the ball. He kicks and then gets it second half. So he definitely likes to kick the ball to start off when he wins the toss. Looking over at the Yellow Jackets head coach, Brent Key. 11 of his coin tosses, 6 times he's gotten the ball. He's only deferred 5 times. So just doing some really rough probabilities here. If Notre Dame wins the toss, 50-50 chance to win. If Notre Dame wins, 9 out of 10 times, 90-ish%, they are going to be kicking to Georgia Tech. On the other side, if the Yellow Jackets win the toss, about 50-50, they are going to receive. So if we put those probabilities together, it's about a 75% chance that Georgia Tech starts with the ball. That is really important to keep in mind here as we go and we dive into the data. So looking at our sides tab, looking at the Irish spread money line this season, Georgia Tech spread and money line this season, we're going to be looking at this first quarter column. Okay, so we can look at how have these teams done in the first quarter, and really important, what is the first quarter spread? Georgia Tech is given 3.5 points by Fanatics at -120. So Notre Dame is then favored by 3.5. Looking at this Georgia Tech's performance this season in the first quarter, they have covered 3.5 in 7 out of 7 games. They have only won 3 of those first quarters. They've tied 2, won 3, and lost 1. But they have covered 3.5 in every game this year. On the Notre Dame side, they have only covered -3.5 twice out of 6 games. Okay, I get it. Georgia Tech has some bum opponents in here. We have the Georgia State Panthers. We have VMI Cadets. Okay, so with Doink, we can go and filter games. I want to see where they are an underdog by more than 8 points. That's 2 games, Florida State, Louisville. In both games, they covered 3.5 in the first quarter. They lost by 1 to Florida State. It was 8-7, and they tied the first quarter against Louisville 7-7. So, okay, that's 2 strong opponents, more comparable to Notre Dame, and they actually came out pretty well in the first quarter. And remember, 75-ish% of the time, they are going to start with the ball. On the other side, Notre Dame in the first quarter. Let's look at games where they were favored by at least 10 points. That's 3 games. Northern Illinois, Miami of Ohio, and Stanford. They did not cover 3.5 in any of those games. So they actually lost the first quarter to Northern Illinois. And that was the big upset game. And then against Miami of Ohio and Stanford, they tied the first quarter both times. So just looking at this data, remembering that Georgia Tech more likely than not is going to start with the ball, I really like Georgia Tech to cover 3.5 in the first quarter of the game tomorrow. Thank you, guys. I hope you found some value and some unique ways to use historical data like coin tosses to try to get an edge on the books. This is Bridge from Doink Sports. See you later.